back, we're here to stay. Whoa, whoa, yeah, 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 yeah. It's time to be the hero, rising like you've never seen, like you've never seen. We're looking for a hero, shining just like in a dream, just like in a dream, dream, dream.
Let's go! 3, 2, 1, big show! Bring it down!
Broccoli Studios.
The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. Kingdom of isolation, when it looks like I am the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I've tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't anyway.
He's an alien from outer space. He crashed to Earth and he's here to stay. He's here to make all the wicked pay. Every bad guy fears his name, the Great Cyclopian. The one-eyed guy with the sharpest mind, the hero with the fingers always spouting signs. A rising star with a blinding shine. Give him a chance, he's gonna blow your mind. The Great Cyclopian. Cyclopean, a great cyclopean, a great cyclopean.
Soldiers of the truth, the criminals that got her when the Titan is en route. Never feel the power of justice in your midst, 'cause this is Captain Aura, his force as hard as bricks. Captain Aura saves the day, the wicked always run away. Captain Aura saves the day, prison with the bad guy and Titans. Fight, fight, fight up.
they say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine. You know you stopped me dead while I was passing by. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time.
Ooh, I seek you every time. Oh my, I like your style. You make me wanna cry. And I beg to see you dance just one more time.
So say,
Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh. I've never seen anybody do the things you do before.
say,
Move for me, move for me, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. I say, oh my God, I see you walking by. Take my hands, my dear, and look me in my eyes. Just like a monkey, I've been dancing my whole life. But you beg to see me dance just one more time. Ooh, I seek you every time. Oh my, I like your style. Ooh, you make me wanna cry. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time.
so say,
Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh.
I never seen anybody do the things you do before. Say, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. Dance longer. Dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. Move for me, hey. When you're done, I'll make you do it all again. So say, dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. Say, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again.
Get ready for an exhilarating journey into the boundless world of imagination. Welcome, comic book enthusiasts, to the extraordinary realm of Out of Obscurity. This groundbreaking anthology, published by Arrow Comics, unveils a legion of aspiring creators, each eager to leave their mark on the industry. Prepare to be captivated as they breathe new life into obscure public domain characters, creating their own unique tales within the pages of this awe-inspiring collection. Out of Obscurity is a testament to the unwavering passion and creative prowess of these emerging talents. They have meticulously resurrected forgotten heroes and heroines, spinning intricate yarns that span the ages. Brace yourself for action-packed battles, mind-bending mysteries, and heartwarming triumphs that will transport you to uncharted territories of excitement. By supporting our Fund My Comic campaign, you become an essential part of this historic endeavor. Together, we can catapult these aspiring creators towards their dreams of comic book glory. Join us on this epic odyssey and witness the birth of new legends. Your generous contributions will not only help us bring Out of Obscurity to life, but also grant you access to exclusive rewards, including remarkable artwork, signed copies, and behind-the-scene glimpses. Embrace the spirit of adventure, for within these pages, untold wonders await. Together, let us ignite the spark of greatness within these visionary talents and redefine the landscape of the comic book universe. Be a part of history and make Out of Obscurity a reality.
Let's go! 3, 2, 1, big show! Bring it down!
Studios.
All right, bring the fire!
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Go! Yeah, yeah!
No, I don't know why you're not there. I give you my love, but you
That's all, folks.
He's an alien from outer space. He crashed to Earth and he's here to stay. He's here to make all the wicked pay. Every bad guy fears his name, the Great Cyclopian. The one-eyed guy with the sharpest mind. The hero with the fingers always spouting signs. A rising star with a blinding shine. Give him a chance, he's gonna blow your mind. The Great Cyclopian. Great Cyclopean, a great Cyclopean, a great Cyclopean. Let's go! 3, 2, 1, big show!
Greetings, I'm Chris Tamulevich, creator, writer, and artist for The Great Cyclopian. If you're new to The Great Cyclopian, you've stumbled across the most original superhero of the 21st century. The Great Cyclopian, known to his friends as Peter, is a deaf and mute extraterrestrial who is gifted with a blossoming array of super abilities. At the tender age of 19, he struggles with commitments he's made to the U.S. government while dealing with all the ups and downs of becoming his own man. In issue 6, the Great Cyclopian stands his ground and has to battle his mentor, Captain Aura. Getting the upper hand, Cyclopian finds that there's a team of superpowered government assassins who have come to take his life. Deceived and betrayed, Cyclopian faces his greatest challenge yet. Will Captain Aura help take down the Great Cyclopian, or will he side with his pupil? Find out in issue 6 of The Great Cyclopian. Lock in and lock on, only on funmycomic.com.
It's the 30-minute pre-show. Got projects with a deep flow. Close your eyes and take a look. Check 'em out and back a book. It's the half-hour pre-show.
That's it. That's the pre-show. We made it. You're muted. You always are when you come on this.
Yes.
Yes.
We did.
Hey, how are you tonight?
I'm good.
Wow. So, how's it going?
Good.
So, did you know we got our first sign up for the comic book club at school?
Yes, it's in my mailbox.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
I'm so excited. I hope we get more. We need at
Well,
least
we
5.
need to. Yeah, we need to, or else it's not much of a club.
Right.
I'll
I think
have
we
to-
put our
we'll have to
minimum
open
was
it up.
5. Yeah, I was really excited. I left it there because I just figured then people would know to put them there, and we'll collect them like Friday, and then I'll check again Monday. And
We'll have to go class. I'll go class to class and beg.
there you go. Don't beg. That's so bad.
Okay.
Anyways,
I'll say, please, children, if you like me, please come to the club.
I have been working on setting up our Fun My Comic storefront for T-shirts and other bling that I will be fabricating.
Nice.
But it's complicated and it's a process for me because it's just hard. I have questions on how to do like sizes of the T-shirts, and yeah, I just have I got to actually watch. Luke has some videos,
Yes.
so I will watch some of those before I start belly aching too much. I need to educate. Like I got hung up for the last 10 minutes on pagination, whether I leave it on or off. So I started researching our articles. I'm like, well, this just makes no sense because this is, Fun My Comic, and it might be a totally different thing. So,
No, pagination is always going to be pagination.
but I don't know if I need it on or off.
What was it on by default?
I think it was on or off. I couldn't tell.
Too late. Yeah, we missed it, huh? I'll help
Oh.
you with it after the show, I promise.
It's okay. You're just going to go in just like you did before and add the images. And I've got a T-shirt. I think I got 2 T-shirts already, but I don't know how to add the sizes. So, and I wanted to offer different colors for the actual.
They're all drop downs.
shirt.
I'll have to show you how to set it up, but they have drop downs for all of that stuff.
They probably do, and I'm kind of an airhead tonight, so yeah.
No rush. We'll get it up.
Yes, I
We
know.
have been very relaxed, and I want to apologize to our friends out there, especially those who have already backed us, because I've done a horrible job setting up the campaign. Like, it's bare bones. I just added the stretch goals a week into funding, which you guys blew away. We made 500 like in our first day. Thank you. Our goal was 100.
Yeah.
I've explained why I keep it low, but you guys have just been blowing us away. We're at
Mhm.
820 right now. And the biggest thing is we've been blessed with some great donors. I mean, the money has
Yeah.
been wonderful. It's been an influx, so we can do some crazy things. And
Yep.
I want to share one of those crazy things right now. Let me pull it up
Okay.
because this is the craziest thing I've done yet. And I don't know. I think we can achieve this. But as you can see, we have 10 backers now. I believe only 8 of those are physical backers
Mhm.
at this point. So we're going to call it 8. But if we get to 50 backers, I'm sending everybody who backs it a T-shirt.
I know.
A $20 value. It's a publicity stunt, and if we have to pay for it, that's fine. I've already decided this is a goal of ours to get enough books out there to make a difference.
Mhm.
Small campaigns are great, but we need to make this even bigger. So
Right.
we're looking at it like, let's do this.
Yep.
So if you're out there and you're watching and you're on the fence, we got 16 days to go.
Mhm.
$5 gets you into the PDF access library, but that's not the one you're going to want if you want to help this T-shirt campaign. You're probably going to want the $10 one, which I think is $5 shipping in the US, or the $55 catch-up bundle, which has like issues 1 through 6, and is perfect to get you all caught up. It comes in time for Christmas, and if you get us to that stretch goal at 50, heck, there'll be a T-shirt in there too. Already, we have the temporary tattoo sheet that's going out for everybody who backs because we made 500.
Yep.
If we make 1,000, and folks, we are already at $820. But if we make 1,000, we're going to be getting these special Captain Aura metal pins, similar to the Cyclopian eyeball pins that we had last campaign.
Yep.
And we
those
haven't made up our decision on 1,500 because, frankly, stretch goals are kind of new to me. So I'm not sure what I want to do next. I want to make sure that it's something cool, not just
Mhm.
another bookmark.
Right.
So we're looking at different, they're novelty items. Obviously, we're not looking at like getting everybody a Tesla or something silly. But we want to find something that's
That's
going to be
like not
cool.
silly. Just saying.
Oh, that would be crazy if we could afford Teslas. Everybody who backs
If
our
we
book
could
gets a
afford
free
Teslas, we
Tesla.
probably wouldn't be on StreamYard. Just saying.
Hey, don't make fun of StreamYard. It's a
I'm
great
not.
system.
I'm just saying if we were giving out
You
Teslas
know?
for. So I have a couple questions to clarify this T-shirt,
Yes.
Super
Yes.
Stretch Gold.
Yes.
So if I buy, I purchase the PDF and the backup PDF. Does that mean I get a T-shirt?
No.
So it's only for physical backers, for people that back the book. What if I drop just some, money because I want to support you, but I don't necessarily want a book? Do I get a T-shirt?
No.
Okay.
Not necessarily.
Okay. So it's only for physical
As it's
backers
written, physical
of a
backers.
book. Okay.
Right. So the idea is that if you buy a book and we get 50 books sold, we'll send out 50 T-shirts.
Right.
And that won't really bump up the postage too much.
Mm-mm.
The shipping will stay about the same. So we'll be
Yep.
fine with that. And it's not like we're not taking money from the campaign and putting it in our pockets. We reinvest anyways.
Yeah,
And
that's
this
true.
is a big one for me. I want to see our book get out there.
Yep.
It's not going to gain traction without it, so I'm willing to take the step into the crazy side of promotion.
Yes. And
Yes.
hopefully, this very cool and awesome T-shirt will motivate people to sign up and purchase one of our books. To learn
Well,
more about Peter, because Peter the Great Cyclopian is an amazing character, and I don't think we do a good enough job selling him. Hello, Lorenzo. How are you, my
Good
friend?
evening, brother.
He is.
Hey, I got to tell you something. I feel weird because I'm trying not to smile so much, but I can't help it because I always smile. So today I was talking to a little friend, and I had pulled out my emulator so that he could play a video game real quick while we were talking.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he said, "Why are you always smiling?" And I looked at him. I said, "Well, I guess I'm always happy." I don't know. But he's right. Like, I'm always smiling, and I really don't know. It's just, I got the joy down in my heart, especially when I get around people, which is probably a nervous reaction of such, but it's perpetual. And when people get caught up in smiling back, I get happier. They get happier. It's contagious. But so if I'm smiling too much, will you let me know?
Yes. No, I won't.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't. So, Lorenzo, brother, how are you doing? I slept through everybody's show this week. I am the worst. But I can tell you, Diana can be my witness. I had it hard. I woke up at 1 o'clock and then couldn't go back to sleep. And I'm talking days ago. And it threw my clock off. Finally, I think I'm kind of back to normal. Bless you, bless you. Last night, I fell asleep about 9:30. I stayed up that late. Then I woke up about 1:30. But instead of staying up, I found a way to fall back asleep. So it was really cool. Humans make me extremely nervous too, but I get smiley when I'm nervous. It's kind of like a reflex, I'm the guy, whenever the teacher was yelling, I'd be the kid in class smiling that they'd send to the office for smiling, okay, I'm going. That was before they had guidance counselors who were sensitive and stuff.
Yep.
So they would just assume you were being a wise guy. They wouldn't go, "Oh, maybe he's got an emotional situation and we should be a little bit compassionate." No, I went to the office and the secretaries all liked me because I was always smiling. So anyway, let's get to it. What's next?
What is next? So
The show went off without a hitch. We've already done a show since the show, though, right?
you already what?
We already did a show since the show, so we've already talked about that. We have no more shows this year unless we do a spot appearance, but I'm not really counting on it.
Nope.
The season's going to be kind of busy. I'm halfway through issue 7.
Mm-hmm.
And by halfway through, I mean full art and colors.
Yep.
6 is just getting, we're just taking orders now so we can ship it out.
Yep.
And then I'm not sure what we're doing for December because I'll finish 7, well before then.
But we
But
probably
I might take a couple of weeks off, which will slow down the production.
we will.
Well, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
In that 2 weeks, I
We'll
might make
focus on some other things.
Yeah, right.
You have a couple other books that you should be working on too. So
Well, we'll see. I can only do one.
Our joint project, we could focus on that.
Yeah, that one's easy, but I'm waiting on you to kick me out and put Krista in. So we have a project that we're brewing together.
God help me.
Coming from the canceled Mangai Yoshokin project.
Yes.
And we're taking the Dodo Ball and breaking him out in his own series.
Mm-hmm.
But the series is going to be child books. They're not going to be comics. They're going to be kid books of like a 8x8 variety with a picture on one side and text on the other.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be written. The first one, if everything goes without a hitch, is going to explain the calendar. So we'll see how that goes. She's right, though. We do have that book. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I think we should be focusing
for me. It's very easy too. It's a fun one to do. It's not. Comic books are very sequential, whereas storybooks can be a little bit less formal in that sense.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You have to tell a story, but it's not like a storyboard. Even though comics are more than a storyboard, it's more related to storyboard than it is illustration for a story.
Mm-hmm.
Your face got grimace. Did you get bad news?
No, I was looking at a weird text and I was trying to figure out what they meant, but it can wait. It's not a big deal. And your speakers are so loud that I can hear them from my upstairs to my office downstairs. From your office upstairs to my office downstairs. Isn't that weird?
No, that's awesome. Is that better?
Well, I don't know. I haven't
Now
talked.
I can hear you. Oh,
You
now I
can't,
hear
yeah.
you.
Oh, you're going deaf too. So back to what we are going to be up to. We're going to get the FMC storefront up and running. I will be working on finishing up my Cyclopean dolls. I do have them. I just have a couple of tweaks in some of the fabrication of them that I want to make them better. I am working on the embroidery and doing some fun things with the embroidery as well. So I've got things, and I still have my hats and coffee mugs that are still kind of on the back burner. I've got a lot of projects that I'm working on that I like.
Is my microphone working?
Yes, your microphone is working great.
I just switched to earpods so that I'm not blowing your ears.
I see. Mm-hmm. So are you going to open up the chat? There's not many people out there tonight. It could be a slow night. Could be a quiet night. That's okay.
Could be. I'm very unpopular today. I don't know what I said, but you never know. I always blame myself. I always figure I said something stupid in one of the social media programs.
And I never even think that. I'm like, it's busy. There's a lot of shows going on. A lot of people are, doing their stuff.
Busy.
And that's cool.
Yeah, they're busy.
That
just means our show sucks and we need to make a better show.
No, it does not. Stop being such a, oh my gosh, I can't even take you some days. Mighty Geeks
Terry,
is in the house.
Up, brother?
Hey, Terry. So what were we talking about now? We were just talking about the things we're doing in the fall. But I'm going to put this out on the air so you guys can watch his face. I am going to be signing us up for way more conventions this year than we did last year. Yep, that's what I thought.
Who's going to these?
Did you hear what Lorenzo said? Or did you see? He said that it sounds like you're using a tin can and a string.
It should be better right now because
it's not. It is very tinny now that he kind of pointed out.
I know what it is, but it shouldn't be doing that. Hang on.
Okay. So he fixes his mouse.
No, it's not a
What's
mouse.
new,
It's-
everyone?
is it-
So we
no,
were just catching up everything. Are you done?
Is it better now?
Say. Yes, it is better now. What was it?
It's the AirPods. They won't let me use the microphone properly.
That's so weird.
Yes.
Now wait a second.
I just did it again. Hang on, I got to put them in here because they're going to.
Okay. We can't hear him now. I don't think he realizes he can't be heard. Nope. We can't hear you at all, honey. Nope. Yep. I don't know what he did. Okay, he's coming back. I spelt the. I don't know if he's got himself muted. Is that maybe that's what it was? I think Chris, are you muted? You were muted that
I'm not
time.
muted. Can you hear
You
me
were
now?
muted.
No, this stupid system muted me while it was like trying to decide if I was using AirPods or not.
Oh my gosh. Because it was on mute in StreamYard. Your thing was on
No, I
mute.
watched it. It went mute on me. It's like, anyways.
Anyway.
How is everybody? Yeah.
So Terry wants to know what's new.
Well, issue 7 is new. Our promise to get t-shirts out for 50 backers is new. That's daring. What else is
That
new?
is daring. We are working
Our child
on
book is new, but
child
that
book.
it's really the child book is really so new that it's hard to even.
We
talk
don't even
about
have it
much.
like it's not. It's just
Well,
really
we
new.
decided we made the decision to take the Dodo Ball from Mangai Yushokin and turn him into a standalone character, and he's going to be explaining the calendar if everything goes correctly because.
Right.
Frankly, kids need a little bit of instruction sometimes in helping them understand why we have these stupid months, right?
Yep, I agree.
The tech gods are up to no good again. Yeah, well, they're always messing with me. The tech gods. That's my job. So it's almost like I'm a soldier on the battlefield, and the tech monsters are the snafus in everyday life, like how to turn up the volume on a Chromebook. I tease. It's much more difficult than that. Indeed. So tell me something I don't know. Yeah.
What's that? Tell you something we don't know?
So, all right. So let's talk a little bit about subjects that are like not usually talked about here.
Okay.
All right. What'd you make of Eric July and EBS getting into a snafu this last week?
Well, I didn't really understand that they did they? I'm so bad. Well, I just think
wonder why we don't talk about current events. Yeah, they did. They kind of did. I don't know if they've made up, but it was a really blow to kind of to independent comics in a way because it was unexpected. I think I didn't think those two were gonna get into any sort of squabble. What do you think of the Green Lantern?
Listen.
Well, the writer came out and
when you asked about let's talk about something, and you brought in the whole,
Yep. You don't even remember what I brought in.
He offered that it rained in Chicago. I just thought it was funny. Like that, I understood. That I can say, oh, really? Guess what? It was sunny and beautiful in Massachusetts. There.
So about a week or two ago, the writer of the new Green Lantern series came out and said that it was a gay comic and that people should buy it to go against Comicsgate. And sure enough, it came out and it's like the original Green Lantern as a gay man. What'd you think of that?
I don't understand why they had.
Again, you didn't know any of it, right? You're like,
I didn't
what
know
are you
any of
about?
it, but I don't know why they have to change the character, but it is what it is.
Well, he's been gay since like 2012. Like I think he came out way back then.
Okay.
What I don't understand is why the bait. Who cares? You know, it's
just
like
make
that
a
ship
good
has sailed,
movie.
hasn't it? The whole shock session of superhero gone gay
Is
it's kind
done.
of over. Don't you
It's right.
think? Like
Yeah.
I'm not surprised anymore when they have a gay superhero. Are you?
I'm not, but I wish the movies they make about these gay people, superheroes that they've converted from whatever, I wish that they would make them um the movies themselves good, because they're usually not good, and it's not because they've taken the character and changed their gender. It's because the movies are not done well, in my opinion.
Well, the problem is, I think, kind of like the Western. They just started spitting them out and realizing we
Mhm.
don't have to put so much money in to make money, but that means you have diminishing returns. And what we're seeing now is just they're throwing money at it, and people are just like, I don't care.
I know, it's crazy. It's
Yeah,
just
but
crazy.
a lot of that
Terry
has to do
asked
with
which
quality
Green
of writing.
Lantern. Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
I think it's the original one, right? The one that I don't know what his first name is. I'm not that big of a fan. The blonde one with the cape. That one. Do you know the one I mean? Terry, why
No.
don't you come in and Terry could come in and talk to us? You're more than
Mhm.
welcome to.
Rick will be here. He's playing Scribble.
Oh, cool.
Lorenzo said the one from the 40s.
Yes, that one.
So he just posted the StreamYard link, guys. If you want to come in and talk, or go ahead and stay in the chat, that's fine too. But Chris needs help because obviously I have
Well,
no
I
idea about
wanted to talk about something
current events
topical,
in the
and that's
comic
one of them.
world.
But what's weird is I don't really see the big deal in the whole thing, other than the guy trying to leverage Comicsgate for sales.
Right?
And it's
I
just like
agree.
you don't even know about it. So we're like, we are not the best, the best hosts for a topical conversation. Hello, Lorenzo.
Hey, Lorenzo.
Do you guys know much about North Star?
North Star. Is that what
Yeah.
you asked about? You mean from Alpha Flight?
Yeah.
I remember him.
Yeah, so it's my understanding that character came out, was it like in the late 70s, and then maybe 3 years later, it was Alpha Flight was rebooted, and again, this is just relying on the Wikipedia entry, but it sounded like North Star didn't have much of a backstory, and as part
He
of
didn't.
the part of filling out these characters and making them more realistic, it was kind of hinted at that the character was gay, but they couldn't really. I don't think they initially
You know what was so
outed
great
the
about that? 'Cause
character,
I
but they
remember
kind of
reading
hinted
some of
at
those.
it. And but
Did
this
you
is a
read any
character
of those?
around only 3 years, I think, not decades.
No.
and
But
decades.
if you go back and read those, like I read those when they came out, and they were kind of tiptoeing around whatever it was with him.
Yeah,
But I actually
that's
thought,
what it
and
sounded
this
like.
was my childhood just reading it. I thought there was something weird between him and his sister. They
Oh,
had
that's
such a
interesting.
unique relationship that I was like, wait a minute. But in retrospect, with him coming out as gay, it seems like that would have been their special connection that I just wasn't aware of. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
lost Lorenzo. But it was really cool growing up because it was a mystery. It was like, well, what exactly are they telling us here? And I had no idea, and as a kid, you could only guess. And they were those weird Canadians. I didn't know anything about them. And hey, Rick, what's up? North Star and his sister. I thought they were weird when I was growing up, and it turns out he was gay. So I think that might have been the secret that I didn't understand back then, because Lorenzo was talking how they tiptoed around it.
Yeah, they did for a long time.
And who knows if that was even their intention. I don't know if that was the plan all along, but it kind of works better than him having some weird relationship with his sister, which would have been really disgusting. But I was like,
Yeah.
Marvel's
they did-
crazy.
Well, they did that with what's the name of them? Scarlet Witch and Pedro in the Ultimate Universe.
Did they really? Pedro and Wanda?
Yeah.
No way. They
Well,
were a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they never said it
Oh.
out. They never said it outright, but they very much hinted at it a lot.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Come on, Marvel. Grow some skin, Marvel. Be human.
Well,
Yuck.
the Ultimate
Well,
Universe
it's
was
a lot
supposed to be a
better
lot more
than
edgy.
Yeah, but come on,
well, what
man.
Marvel did was a lot better than what Deke did with Sailor Moon.
Uh-oh. I don't know that story. All I know about Sailor Moon are pretty like intro videos I've seen on YouTube. I've never watched the actual show.
Well,
I've watched the
when
American
when
version.
when they brought it to America and translated it, they couldn't have a lesbian couple in a kids show. That's what they said. So what they did was turn an innocent lesbian relationship into an incestuous one. Where I think it was Sailor Uranus and her cousin was dating.
Yeah, well,
Oh no.
they didn't have them dating in the cartoon, but they did seem a little close.
Yeah.
Why is America so bad at this, man? I hope we've gotten better because the funny thing is, like, Japan's culture seemed to handle it no problem.
Yeah,
And yet
it's
Japan is
actually
much more structured and
You
behaved.
have to remember
Yeah.
this story originated in Japan, so
yeah.
that's what makes it so funny.
You can get
Yeah,
you can get the and some people don't like the redubbing, but I think it's a
Right.
more accurate dub. Maybe I don't know about the voice acting. Maybe some people prefer the original voice actors, but I've heard that the version on Hulu is redubbed and they took out that stupid censorship.
You know what's amazing? So I was watching a video about Japanese culture, and they were interviewing Japanese wives, right? And
Yeah.
honey, this is not a suggestion, honey, but the Japanese wives said they preferred and actually encouraged their husbands to go to prostitutes versus cheating because it was just a business transaction then. And
Huh.
I was like, wow,
Oh,
their
it's not
culture is
it's
so
not
different than
emotional
ours.
cheating. It's
Yeah, they
That's
looked at it
It's a
totally
very
different, like
unique
a
thing.
massage. In their culture, it seemed like it was more like a massage or a or something like that, as opposed to like how we look at it. Like, no, that's love, and you can't go spreading.
I was
your
going to
seed.
say they put sex as a like an item that you can partake in. Like you're going to go have a glass of wine, you're going to have a massage. Where I think our culture or my world, that's not what I look at sex. So like, no, you cannot go to prostitutes. That is
Well,
not.
no, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
but
though. Isn't that a trip, though? It's like the culture
it's
is
a
so
trip,
But I'm
Fine
just
with
telling
Diana,
you,
that's
no,
fine.
you can't go.
honey, I'm not going to prostitutes.
Well,
I'd
you
never
brought it
pay
up.
for that stuff.
You don't
You
need
crazy.
to. You have
No, I
me.
got a wife. I got a very beautiful wife.
So that is interesting. I heard that I heard that there used to be these Japanese guys. Again, not promoting this, but they hook up with these kabuki boys from the theater,
Yeah.
and they weren't considered gay doing so. I mean, like, I guess it's kind of like the old like Greek cultures.
Well, it's weird because outside of the Christian world, there is a whole different world. And there are often
Yes.
things that blow my mind. Like, I won't tell you what I've heard about Middle Eastern guys because the concept of a
You make
virgin
good
is
comments.
totally bizarre to me.
You don't.
What they can get away with and what they can't get away with in order to maintain their honor
Yeah.
with God is bizarre. And I'm not getting into the specifics, but let's just say nobody's walking away unsatisfied the way they do things. It's just they're not doing the actual thing. And I'm like, so what's the point? You know, like
The point is to satisfy your curiosity.
but like Jesus
no,
said,
or
to look
just
and
to
lust is
assess-
adultery.
or just to satisfy their urges.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Would you rather
Well, we
that?
are
Would you
supposed
rather that or the alternative, which can be a little more violent?
We are supposed to resist, and if we cannot resist the passions, we must marry to quench the passions. According
Yes, but
to
you need to have
Apostle
somebody
Paul.
to marry first.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's the, and that's why we need to go back to dairy animals because you used to be able to trade a couple of good cows for a decent wife, And I tell you what, you cannot take 2 cows, 3 cows down into the town and get yourself a wife these days. There are no takers anymore.
First of all,
Diana, do you remember those
first
days?
of all, the person will take your cows and leave you.
Yeah,
The
that's
cows
called
are
a
more.
date. They just take what you don't really.
I think
you know.
Diana would have a cow if we started doing that again.
Yeah. Wow.
I
Probably.
used to tease our daughters. I said that I was going to go take them down and trade them for some cows, and they knew I was joking. It never flew, but
Right.
I was always kind of in the back of my mind thinking that's how it really used to be. Like, who's got the best dowry to buy my daughter? You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, wow, that's a crazy life.
Right.
I mean, what
It's
happens
crazy,
if you get a hot
but
daughter? You know, like, do you wait for the prince to come with the lotto money, or do you
Mhm.
go with the hardworking fellow down the street who you really like? It's a terrible life. Like, that's why women were being treated so unfairly. They became like you know, like a piece of furniture. Hey, I got me a queen size bed for sale. Everybody want it? Rick, I
nah,
like the goat in your backyard. You want to trade a goat for a queen size bed?
Well, it was for most, I think, families. It was a lot more than that because you had to pay a lot to usually get a wife.
Well, yeah, that was like the car back then, right? You had camels and you had women. What else were they spending money on? They didn't have iPhones or computers or
houses,
jets or cars. Yeah, houses they had. That's true. Houses have been consistent throughout the generations. But like,
I
until
think
we got
that would have been
toys,
higher than a house, or a wife would have been higher than a house, or any sort of transportation or whatever.
it would have been.
Yeah. A wife was worth what? Half a man, according to the early like civilizations. They were horrible. They like didn't count them as whole
No.
citizens.
The word was worth half a man.
Oh, what were they worth? That's the question.
Usually, they were worth a lot more.
Ah, see, yeah, a little slick there.
Mm-hmm.
But they would only give him half a say. Boy,
Yeah,
men were
to go
real
to
dicks.
well, and actually, I think it depends on the culture and time because obviously, we know. I think it was in Jesus's day. Yeah, it was the word was only worth, half, that of a man. It's like you needed 2 women to equal 1 man in court for saying for witness. But if you go back to say, and this is going real far back to Adam and Eve, I'm sure her word was just as important as his word for some sort of testimony.
Yeah, well, when there was only one-on-one, I wonder, although if Adam had any authority, she kind of peed all over it when she ate the apple, right? If he bothered to tell her, that's the thing. I like to call it an apple. I know that's an inconsistency, but I'm English,
The fruit.
What's that?
Well, they both ate the fruit. It's one of the New Testament authors, I can't remember, who tried to make it seem like it was mainly Eve's fault, but
no, but in linear progression, she ate it first and then gave it to Adam, right?
And he did eat.
Yeah.
And he willingly did it. My rabbi pastor actually had a funny point. He said, you know what? He loved her so much that he would have eaten it no matter what, because he wasn't going to leave her behind. I mean, what did he have before her?
Right.
A bunch of animals. He loved Eve, So even if he was going to be damned out of the garden, he was going to go with her.
Yeah, but he also didn't know really what he was giving up either.
That's true.
Yeah, that's kind of like saying a virgin doesn't know what they're giving up. Like, yeah, you don't really know, but you shouldn't. And then when you do it, oops, it's too late because now you know.
There's a similar story about in one of the Mesopotamian religions had a story where somebody went up to heaven or wherever the gods lived, and one of the gods said, "Don't when you go up there, don't eat any of the food there." And I don't know if they was trying to say it was poison or whatever. So the guy gets offered the fruit of immortality, and he just, I'm not going to eat this, So you got kind of a similar, you got kind of a parallel story.
Yeah.
It was like some sort of like fruit from the tree of life or something like that. And he was like, no, 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 thank you. And so then, of course, I mean, there's similarities and there's some important differences in those two,
Yeah.
accounts.
Recently, I began to sort of think the Greek mythology, I think it is, of Pandora's box, might have
that's
been
very
sort of
similar
based
too.
on Eve eating the apple.
Well, I think they're all. I think there's so many different overlapping cultures in that.
Yeah.
And if you, I mean, this like, 'cause
But
I don't want to go
it's
too much
sort of
into
the,
it, but like the fighting going on right now, I think the reason there's been so much fighting is because, like over thousands of years and different people conquering the Holy Land is because it's in such, it's like at a cultural and geographic crossroads. I mean, you get so you got like cross pollination of all these different ideas and cultures. And
You know what I think it is, and I'm going to be very blunt because I have a very biblical view. It goes back to Isaac and Ishmael, and it's literally from biblical times on up. Like, isn't it written that like Ishmael would always have every hand against him, and
yeah, his
like
hand
it would be a
against
wild bunch?
everybody. His hand against everybody and everybody's hand against him.
Yeah, and I know that's rough, and I know that in America especially, we're very hopeful and encouraging, and we believe the best for everybody. But the Bible kind of lays it out, and it kind of keeps coming up true. Like with the Israel Hamas thing, what happens right now is we're seeing Israel totally obliterate like neighborhoods and stuff, and I get it; it's shocking and
they blew up
horrifying.
in one of the oldest churches in the world.
Yeah, but the counterstrike to that is they're facing an enemy who doesn't want to compromise, who says they want all of Israel gone and they want to take everything. So it's like,
they're
when
they're
you look at it,
fanatics.
it's like I want to see compromise. I want both sides to have their land, but like, oh my God, why can't the Muslims just not the Muslims, Palestinians who are involved?
Well, it's Hamas. Hamas.
Yeah, why won't they like just say, okay, we have this side, you have that side. Let's live separately and peacefully. I don't understand.
Because what their scripture says.
But there's,
yeah, that's true. As much as what Israel might believe, the Muslims believe it just as strongly. So
it's not just Muslims. I mean, as I said, there's not that many Christians in Gaza, but a lot of them attended that one church and it got blown up. I mean,
yeah.
When they
but the thing is, why were they in Gaza? Like, so not to blame anybody.
Why are Christians in the Holy Land?
No. What I'm asking is, why would they still be in Gaza? Like, so I've heard stories that Israel locked them in. I've heard stories that Hamas locked them in. I've heard it called an open air prison. But what I want to know is, why is it an open air prison? Like, why can't these people evacuate? Like, there's little information I'm not getting answers to.
Actually, Chris, no one's holding anyone there. These people refuse to leave of their own accord.
Where are they going to go? No other country will.
I don't know, but if I'm a Christian and I'm in the middle of this, I know, but if I'm a Christian and I'm in the middle of it, I'm finding somewhere, man. I'll even just, drive to the beach and hang there for a week. Like, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. But I guess that's unrealistic because it's been going on for generations.
Hamas is crazy, but like I ran across people on the internet who were, who are Israelis and some, and I'm sure. So the thing is, Israelis are all are all over the place as far as their views on things. But there's Israelis who want everyone in Gaza to leave. And just
like, you'll find Israelis as much about killing everybody on the other side as you will Palestinians.
Or they want all 2 million people to just evacuate. So you're talking about 2 million people in the Gaza Strip, and most of them are like in their early 20s or younger.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
Now,
I think
doesn't it
most of
drive
the
you crazy? Why can't they have two sides? Why can't they just say, okay, enough? We live here, you live there, it's all done.
yeah. Well, I think most of, and I could be wrong. I think most of the Israelis that might want them gone or whatever. It's just more because they keep attacking. If they stopped attacking,
But
I don't think
Israel keeps attacking
Jewish
too.
people would care.
Yeah, well, there
Fair
and
enough.
Lorenzo's talking about a problem with the cycle. Like
Yeah,
it's well, you hit me with the hammer, so I'm going to hit you with my axe. So you hit me with my axe, so I'm going to hit you with the
Yeah.
shovel. And they've gone
Yeah.
back and forth. Really, how long? Like ever since they were put in there in from the UN, it's been a struggle.
Yeah, it's been. And then when what was it? The 6 Day War, where this territory was, that's now
They were
called
heavily under siege from like
Palestine.
all sides.
And like
Yeah, that's when they
Palestine
got
is like
Jerusalem back.
Israel's in the middle of like, so there's the West Bank and there's Gaza, and I think Israel's like sandwiched in the middle, and so like both West Bank and Gaza, yeah, you have people called Palestinians, but that just seems to be kind of like the word for like Gentiles who tend to speak Arabic, but there's all sorts of different ethnic groups. Like some of them are descended from Jewish people or Christians who convert to Islam, and some of them actually are Christians.
And
Hey,
hello,
by the
You know,
way,
some
we gotta
people call
acknowledge.
Palestinians or Arab Israelis.
Hey, we gotta acknowledge Eric and Boyd. Welcome to the chat.
Oh, hey,
Eric.
Eric.
And he
yes.
wanted to know if it was a new channel. So I don't think we're doing a very good job of promoting this channel, Christopher.
I've had it here every week for the last 3 months, but I don't promote it at all.
I know. It's
Let
terrible.
me talk to the promotions
Mustafa?
department. I'll get them on that. I'll get promotion.
Like in different DM groups, and then you use those DM groups. Not just
Lorenzo
use
is
them, like
correct.
repost other people's stuff, and ask kindly. You please repost.
So, honey, put that on the interns list.
I was just on my.
All
Who
right.
would be the
All right.
intern,
Who's
Listen.
the intern?
Yeah.
That
Who
was
do you
my
think
question.
it is?
Who's the
It would be me.
I was just on
Oh,
Ginger Pedro's
Me again.
channel.
He's picking on me.
You know
again.
what's funny?
I thought
We
you were the
talk about
manager
that.
or something like that.
I am the manager. I am the one that's supposed to be the boss around here, and I don't. No.
So Ginger Pedro have a.
Eric, I don't have $5 million.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. No, honestly, we don't do a very good job of advertising. That's our biggest thing. But the good news is,
So, to answer Eric's question, no, nothing happened to the other one, but it was a mixed
you,
audience. I had a very Christian subscriber base, so
Mhm.
I wanted this one to be primarily about comics.
This is
so I
for
made
just
we
the
started
business.
using
We're trying to separate the personal life.
well,
from
somewhat. I'll still do God chat and stuff on the other one, but I wanted to make sure, like, I didn't want the first thing that people came when they came to see comics was my 400 videos about the Bible. And that's fine if they find them, and they're more than welcome to watch them. But I didn't, it's like it's not hidden, but it's also not something that necessarily has to be the first thing they see. Because one of the best parts about writing the way I do is kind of teasing at Christianity, so they know where I stand without drumming it over their heads.
Mhm.
Hey, Rick needs to unmute because he keeps singing and I can't hear it. I can see the opronic mouthing.
Leave Rick alone. He's tired. Rick, I have a question for you.
Good evening, Mr. Timothy Olson.
Hey,
What's up?
I have a question.
What?
And then I'm going to take a break. So, Rick, you need to send me your current address because I'm going to get the book to you.
Well,
it's TV.
I do have where I'm going to be living, but don't worry about it. Wait till I come down there at some point.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an end of an era, my friend.
Because I just paid for the book. I didn't pay for the
Hey,
shipping.
Diana.
Yeah.
So I don't want to.
All right.
I missed your question.
My question to Rick was, I need his current address because we wanted to be kind and send him the book because he wasn't able to come to the show this year. And he just said, hold on to it because eventually he's making his way down yonder to visit us. And then I wanted wait. Wait, one more question. This one goes to Lorenzo, and then I promise you guys I'm going to sit here quietly and listen to you guys.
Oh, okay.
Lorenzo, I am so sorry. I keep missing your dang Thursday show. And Rick, I saw the message that you were doing your last show from something, I think your place. I'm not sure what that meant.
Yeah, from here.
But I wanted to
it was my
apologize. I
last-
missed it. I would have been
go
there.
back and rewatch it and comment after the fact.
I will do that, but it's fun if it's live. Okay, that's all.
So I was just on this Ginge and Pedro's show, and they were saying they were having a hard time getting viewers as well, and they were wondering how to promote their channels and stuff. And
Well, we certainly won't be any help to them, but we'll help promote them. But
well, and the one thing I had mentioned is, and I don't even know if I'd mentioned the DM group thing, being in different DM groups, but another thing one can do is just like, if somebody has the time, just check out some other shows and say things in the chat, occasionally, because then people actually know, oh yeah, this person's in the community. I think you guys already do that though.
not
I
enough.
mean,
Diana never, and I don't do it enough.
And
I know when I have done it, we've gotten bumps.
Yeah, I was just going to say two things for Diana.
Yes, sir.
Either, I'm going to get down to where you guys live, or I'm going to get down to, hopefully we'll get to a show together sometime next year.
That would be good.
The other thing,
Oh,
if you
you're
wanna-
going to be stopping in Idaho.
I don't know. I don't want to be a hoe.
Okay, you think you're so slick there.
Because I'm not a hoe. You're the hoe. But no, the other thing I was going to say is, if you want to send me a digital copy so I can read it in the meantime.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's a good thing. I didn't even think of that.
Dun,
I'll
dun,
do
dun,
that.
dun.
No, not in
Actually-
the near future, Eric.
yeah,
Okay.
Rick's even like getting rid of his Christmas tree if he hasn't already. His
Yes, I did that.
artificial
As
tree.
you can tell, the Christmas tree is not here. It was sold tonight for.
Oh, did you give it back to the Who's?
Yes, I did.
I always wondered what happened to the Grinch.
one, Mr. Grinch.
I always
he
wondered what
lost all
happened to
his
the
hair. He lost all his hair and moved to Canada.
Grinch. That
I
sucks.
lose all my hair.
Oh, you
man.
lost 99% of it. You lost
He then
he lost 99% of his hair.
Speaking
Oh
of
my
the
God, you guys
Grinch,
are so
I found out last week. Did you guys know there was a Grinch Halloween special?
No.
Yeah,
No, I didn't.
I actually watched it on YouTube and it's terrible.
Yeah. I've got it. Here, let me put a link for it in the chat. I'm about halfway through it. It's that bad that I'm having to watch it in stages.
Is it like a professional production?
Yeah, it's by the same people.
Wow.
And I'm not sure whether it came out before or after how the Grinch stole Christmas or not.
So Eric Boyd has a
Karloff
question.
in one of those
What
movies?
holidays do Sleestackians celebrate? Human Boiling Day?
Mm.
We celebrate all sorts of well, in here in the U.S. we just celebrate the same holidays as well. I don't celebrate Kwanzaa, but
Kwanzaa?
or Hanukkah, but I do celebrate Christmas.
Is that the
Not to knock against people who celebrate it. It's just my own personal family tradition of
Timothy? Is that the face of the Doggy Punch soda? You're muted, Tim.
Hey, that's a dog.
This is Lexus. This is our dog.
What's up, Lexus?
Yes, is Lexus the face of Doggy Punch soda?
Are you Lexus? You
I
don't,
hope not.
you don't know.
And Timothy's purposely ignoring my question.
He's trying not to give any royalties to the dog.
Exactly.
He's like, maybe.
He doesn't know anything.
Chewy. My dog is sleeping next to my wife's desk, as is my other dog. They sleep down there until the end of the show.
Yeah. So if since you
Are
and
you
Dan,
are you trying to tell me that we are that boring?
No,
That we put the dogs to sleep?
I'm
Man.
telling you, this is their every Wednesday night routine. They sleep next to her, and then
Yes.
when the show is over, they'll march back up here. Chewy will
They're my
jump in
girls.
the bed, and Tiny will take the couch, and they're done for the night.
probably Eric, probably.
In other words, we're invading their space.
Well, they're declaring space. Like they won't come up here with me. Oh no, they're gonna go hang with Mama. I'm like, you little trick. So I don't know about the dog's legal standing. I suspect that Tim's silence speaks volumes.
What's that? What are you saying? What are you?
They're
Yeah,
currently
hey.
sleeping in my office. Yes.
I knew that.
Is the dog smarter than Timothy? Asked Eric for you.
She's very smart, but she's not human smart. Although she is, she dressed for Halloween. She was a cauldron. Her name was
How
Chewy
could
the
you dress
Cauldron.
for Halloween? It hasn't happened yet.
Well, we had at our doggy daycare. Yes, she goes to doggy daycare twice a week, and they had a contest, and
Is the dog smarter than Timothy? Well,
no.
Probably.
She ain't stupid,
Hey.
that's for sure.
My dog conned my wife into doggy daycare twice a week. Go figure. I'm like, really? Doggy daycare? Are you serious? She enjoys it and she needs it. And I'm like, uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
It's true.
So you know what they do? They put her in with the big dogs because she's too crazy for dogs her size.
Mm-hmm. That part
Oh.
is true. She's in with
So
the shepherds and
basically-
the big huskies, and
She gets beat
So
up all
basically,
day.
what you're saying is Diana got swindled by a dog.
No,
Yeah.
she didn't sign any contract, Eric.
no.
She's a dog, so no contract was needed.
Are you sure? Are you in Idaho? Do you know the laws in Idaho?
I don't know.
Eric wants to
I'm
know,
just
did the
asking.
dog back the Melvin campaign?
Lexus, did you bag Melvin?
No.
Okay, I take it it's no. You bitch.
She can get all her copies to wrap up right from Timothy without paying.
I'm
Exactly.
gonna have to drop out. Sorry about that.
Hey, Lorenzo, it's been good to hear from you, though.
I'm so worn
I'm
out.
glad you did.
Yeah.
I'm glad you stopped in.
Well, thanks for having me on. I was on
We will
Jim
try to make
Pedro's
tomorrow night.
shows last night, and I'm streaming tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern on my own channel, Lorenzo Sleestack.
I will do my best to be there. I'm hoping I don't fall asleep. I freaking hate my sleep schedules.
He does. He falls asleep very early.
Yeah,
Well, there's
I
like-
don't know.
there's like-
I'm so worn out
very,
tonight.
Mm.
And Eric says, "See you, Lorenzo." And just
Yeah, good night,
the others know up
God
top.
bless.
Yeah, Monday I will be moving all my stuff out of here.
Oh. It's an end of an era.
I'm not sure whether
So, how long
stream-
before we see you after that?
I'm
Do
hoping
we know-
within
do
a
we have
week
a
or
plan?
two.
All right.
All my stuff's going. Well, 90% of my stuff's going to, or 95% of my stuff's going to my friend's place to be in storage. But I'm taking my computer over to my cousin's, where I'm going to be hopefully staying till I can get a job. And
Mm-hmm.
but that's not 100%.
On your feet and stuff. Yeah.
Well, hey,
with bringing my computer and all that, I'm going to be able to set up there. I'm going to bring my mic, my camera, all that.
Nice.
So
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Best of everything to you, Rick. I hope things work out for you. I agree.
yeah.
Yep.
oh, by the
really
way,
will.
I'm saying that.
19 hours left on Melvin 3.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Yeah, 19 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I might be
Back
able to
it,
get you,
folks.
and I might be able to get you to send my book over to my cousins or my books.
Mm-hmm.
Timothy.
Did you get a physical copy or did you get like a digital?
I think I probably backed the digital, Tim, but part of the agreement payment is
Oh,
physical.
right.
You gotta love how he keeps forgetting this.
I know. You need to remind me.
Conveniently forgetting.
I go by the name Altimers for not for I don't go by that name for nothing.
Well,
So what are we looking at, Jerry?
Hey, Vampirella.
Vampirella. Who else? This is Dynamite's version of Vampirella. I'm still looking for my Harris Comics version. Well, Harris Comics had the best version of Vampirella, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they buy the property from some other publishing company?
They did.
Because I
And
swear,
then Dynamite got it from Harris.
yeah. Because I swear it was published long before even Harris. It was like
It was.
70s or something.
It was in the 70s. well, late 60s, actually.
Was that as an independent or under a smaller printer?
It was. You could call it. Some would call it underground. Others would call it indie.
Well, I mean, was
Right,
it
Underground
like
was
magazine
decent.
sized or something? It was like black and white.
Oh, actually, it was. Well, in the 60s version was black and white, but in the 70s they've switched over to color, which is why Vampirella has a iconic red and white suit, because it used to be black and white.
Was it at magazine? Was it at magazine size too?
Yes, it was. That's why you couldn't call it a comic book, because it was bigger than the standard comic.
And hey, Herman.
Hey, Herman.
That would get them around the comics code too if it's magazine size, right?
Yeah, it would. That's how Mad Magazine did it.
Yep. Mad Magazine, the only thing left from EC Comics after the Comic Code Authority was started.
I know.
It ruined some of their best stuff. I mean, like Vault of Horror, Walk of Fear, Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Yeah. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the Comics Code Authority kind of cut out all girls in comics.
Figures.
Yeah, because they cut out anything romantic because they viewed it as too mature for their readership.
Yeah.
That's so silly.
Tell me about it.
They couldn't do any anti-drug comics either.
Oh,
that was
that was funny.
That was the example
funny.
of conservatism being way too far. And then when you get into like our current era, we're in left too far. And they fight back and forth. So who knows? The scary thing is whenever either side is in control, things get really warped.
It's kind of interesting because I think Disney's trying to de-wokeify their company. We'll see.
They are.
Works. Yeah.
Yeah,
They are, but the thing is, it's a little late.
Yeah.
Oh, they're already losing money. That's not the issue.
If I was doing public relations, I would WWE the whole thing, and I would be like, I am the rebel executive of Disney, and I'd be taking over. And I'm going to first do a remake of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And they will be seven dwarfs. And they will be just like they was. You know, like I would play the whole game. Or Bud Light. I didn't understand why they didn't just stage a fake corporate rebellion, you know? Like they could have had like a whole thing for manly executives.
Oh, they could have made millions doing that.
Could you imagine?
There's always money in a rebellion. We all know this.
These people are too dumb to do that. They just double down, thinking it's going to work if I double down.
But America loves the comeback. America loves the turnaround, you know?
Could you imagine Chris walking out and doing a Stone Cold Stunner on Rachel Ziegler?
Yeah, I can. And Dylan Mulvaney? Oh, yes.
They tried a little bit to do a comeback. I know they did that cowboy commercial or whatever.
Well, they're doing something with American Gladiators or something now, or no, one of the MMA things. They're teaming up with them now, trying to mask up their toughen up. But They'll come back eventually. It's just it was the dumbest move I've ever seen, and the way they doubled down and tripled down, and then
That was the
It just
mistake,
got-
doubling down.
Or you could be like, like The Rock and tell her to shut her mouth and know her role.
yeah, they've done a lot of cool stuff with that.
Rachel, you know what everyone
thing
thinks?
is-
It doesn't
the thing
matter
is-
what you think.
Executives are clueless. They think social media interactions, even negative ones, translate to money. They also got that sweet.
Unfortunately,
ESG is scary
they
crap.
don't.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they don't.
They don't what?
They don't equate to money.
Oh no, yeah. Well, I think there's a temporary.
Because you have to realize who's actually watching these social media influencers.
Well, it depends. Some of the negative ones do equal money, translate to money, but usually money coming away, and that's the one. That's from their customers.
Mhm.
They're trying to appease people that don't drink their stuff, and trying to get
And
them
dress.
on board to drink it when they're not going to do it ever.
Yeah, that's really the
Like
biggest problem when they try to cater a crowd that just doesn't care about them.
Right.
It's almost, to me, it's might be a good example or a bad example. It's like going to a Pentecostal church and trying to get them to drink it, get them to buy your booze. A lot of people there do not drink beer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, there are some that do. I mean, evangelicals, some Christians that do, but mostly at a like
Majority of them do not.
Yeah.
How do you know that though?
Me, I go to a Pentecostal church, and that's part of usually something that they say in their thing, or Assemblies of God.
Oh yeah, not even one beer.
They don't believe in drinking. Yes, there are people in it that do drink. Like the pastoral staff in a Pentecostal church isn't allowed to drink.
Mhm.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I know.
It's not supposed to make sense to you. That's the whole point.
I get where you're coming from. It does make sense because they just take some stuff out of the Bible a little too far, in my opinion, out of context. No, it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's
I mean, don't we drink wine for Holy Communion?
Well, most of them with
There
Pentecostal
could be
churches,
grape juice too.
Yeah,
A
Yeah.
lot of churches use grape juice now.
with most Protestant churches, they use grape juice.
Yeah. There used to be wine in the good old days. I remember as a young girl, I went to a Catholic church, and
I think the
Make
Catholics
wine.
still do use wine.
They
They
could.
do.
Yeah, I haven't gone to a Catholic church in a long time, so I don't really know.
Actually, I
Churches
remember
are hard
going-
when you see like that swig in the big cup of wine and the father
Well,
passes.
you
it
do
over
know
and you-
that, and this is sort of one of those statements that's not backed by scientific fact, but oftentimes you hear priests having an alcohol problem because exactly that they drink it all. Imagine doing like 4 masses a day and you're swilling the.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Seriously,
well,
it has happened.
I don't know what your cups are like or what Catholic cups are like, but the Pentecostal ones are like about
They're little
not
tiny ones,
big.
right?
Yeah,
I like the little plastic stackable things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember.
Is that what they use at? Sorry, Tim.
No, at the last time I went to a Catholic mass, you actually got up for communion, and you sipped. You could either sip from the chalice, which was a big chalice, or you could dip it in. But then I've seen Catholic churches where you pick your little plastic cup up and you get the host, because they make it very official. Like you go back to your seat and then you wait until the priest says the rites, and then you take the body and the blood. And
Yeah,
blah,
well,
blah, blah.
I guess it would depend for the.
So it depends really on the
congregation.
yeah, it depends on the congregation.
Yeah, but even with the chalice and the sip, as long as you're not taking a big freaking gulp every time,
Right?
Well, why else would you
It
take the
would-
chalice if you're not taking a gulp?
I don't think it would equal. It would only equal about as much as one of those little cups, maybe a tiny bit more. So I wouldn't think you would be
Amateurs.
getting drunk that often with that.
And you're not
end
doing
of
it
the
right. You're not doing it right. You got to
Mhm.
suck it through your lips really quick, so they think you got a sip, but you really take like 3 swigs. Your hand back smiling. You say thank you, Father, and then you go sit down and watch the church. I don't know. I'm not Catholic. I shouldn't make fun of it, but I always found that kind of funny, you know, like because of course I grew up in a Protestant mainstream church that was all, you know, grapefruit and basically salty. It wasn't true bread or anything. It was like, oh yeah, look, they got the crackers from Wendy's, I think, with the chili.
Yeah, they ate the cracker. They ate the crackers without ate the chili without the crackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I tell
growing
you
up
what,
in a Lutheran church, if you were,
Lutheran.
yes, I'm a Lutheran. If you weren't old enough to drink wine, he'd just put his hand on your head and say some prayer, and then he'd move on to the.
I pray that you survive long enough to be able to take the wine, son.
Well, actually, that's a strange fact, or from what I heard, that's actually how we got grape juice or drink. Is Welch, who created, well, I think was the first to create grape juice, is he was looking for a supplement to the wine at Catholic
Communion.
faith because people getting drunk off of it and all that.
Herman's a Lutheran too.
And we don't talk about that, Eric. Shame on you.
Well, I grew up in a Baptist church, so you can only imagine.
Tim.
So I
grew
sort
up-
of claim like this hybrid messianic version of Christianity, but honestly, we only go there 3 or 4 times a year, and it's more of a state of heart and mind
Shame
than
on
it is.
you.
Well, it's weird because if you knew
Let
Rabbi
me
Peter,
guess. Let me
It-
guess.
it's
You
not-
go Easter, Mother's Day, Christmas.
Nope.
no, we go in the spirit calls. It's really that kind of thing.
Ah,
Yeah.
You're supposed to go every Sunday.
Well, or Sabbath and Sunday. He does both. He's a pastor rabbi. So he went to a local church in Connecticut, and he was looking for a place to do his Sabbath services, right? Because he's doing messianic, ceremonies, which are basically sabbatical in nature, at least. And at some point, they lost their pastor, and they were looking and looking, and they noticed that their Saturday guy was doing really good, and they listened to him, and now he teaches both Saturday and Sundays, does full services on both.
Mhm.
And it's really amazing because, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're like a rabbi pastor now. That's weird. That
You
usually
know
doesn't
what,
happen.
Eric? You're right. So at one point, you said that we changed our channel because we didn't want to cross over like the Christianity stuff and all of that. Do you know we've been
Yeah.
talking about that for the last probably half hour or so? But I
Yeah.
wanted to point out I was typing it and I'm like, oh my God, I can talk. When Chris and I first got together, we visited almost every denomination you could think of that was within the Orlando area. We went from Pentecostal to Catholic to Lutheran to Baptist to Seventh-day Adventist.
That was the
to,
funniest.
Like, we went to so many different types of churches because my husband at that point in his walk with God was seeking out, and he was becoming an apologist for God. Not that God needed him to do that, but he went to every church with his Bible, and he would sit there muttering under his breath, I kid you not. And we would make, donations would go around. My husband would have like a 3-paragraph note with his donation, pointing out everything that poor man
I was
on the
that guy.
pulpit said that was incorrect according to his Bible. So let
Question.
me tell you guys, you know what I classify myself as? A believer in Jesus Christ. I believe that God sent his son. He died for me. And that's what I cling to. All this other
Amen.
stuff, these religions,
Can
they're
you stuff it?
beautiful. And if you're there and you're happy and you love the Lord and you try to abide by, him, then amen to you. And that's
Yeah.
all I'm going to say about the fact.
Question.
I want to say
Question.
hello
I
to
Point of
Luke
order.
Stone
Question.
Studios in the chat.
Hi,
There you
Luke.
go.
Good evening, Luke Stone Studios in the chat.
So, question, Chris, are you? Did you grow up with the church, or did you become a believer later?
No, I grew up with the church as a babysitting device. My mom sent me to every church function she could, even though she herself didn't go. About the age of 13, I started to rebel. By 16, I was sure God was fake. By 18, I was experimenting with pagan crap. And by about 25, 26, my son started questioning me about Jesus Christ, which I already had some knowledge of. And so I started researching again. And of course, we all know what happens when a doubter goes to the Bible to prove it wrong. I got sucked right back in. And of course, the Lord started speaking to me in mysterious ways. And I had a little miracle hinged on a prayer happen. And it made it clear that Jesus was real. So there you go. I had to start following.
Okay, I was
just launched on FMC.
Because usually there's a difference between people who kind of grow up with going to church versus somebody who becomes a believer later. Usually, the people who become a Christian later usually are a little more over.
Well, I was a staunch believer until I found out about Santa Claus, and I always get laughed at about this.
You're
but
not
when
going to
it
share this,
became
are you?
apparent,
Oh my gosh!
I am. When it became apparent that Santa Claus was a vicious lie from the other adults, everything started peeling apart for a while. I started questioning everything, and one of those things was, Jesus and God. If they lied about Santa, why should I believe them about Jesus and God?
That never even crossed my mind when I found out Santa Claus wasn't real. I was like,
oh, I was all over that, bro. I was trying to stay up every night for the last 3 years before I figured it out. I'm like, I know that son of a gun isn't coming to my house. How is he getting gifts in here? And so I kept trying to stay awake. And 1 year I was awake. Yeah, well,
too logical.
I was like,
riddle.
My mom told me Santa Claus wasn't real. I was angry for 1 second. I go, oh, wait a minute. Like, oh yeah, of course.
Well, my son outsmarted me and found the gifts that were later labeled as Santa. So he found out around 6 or 7, but I would have kept it a secret a little longer. Omega Mission, God's Eye, live now on FMC.
There you go.
If there's a trailer, we need to include that in my pre-show.
For next
which
week?
Diane rolled her eyes. Do you guys hate the pre-show? Does anybody hate it?
I love the pre-show.
Cool. Okay.
I don't watch it lately. I've been doing Scribbattle the last few weeks.
That's fine. That's better than I hate it.
Thing, so.
But that is better than I hate it. So Diana, we were out in the kitchen.
I don't hate it.
You didn't say you hated it, but it was on and you went, oh, that's stupid.
I did not. No, I did not. Oh my gosh.
What did you say then?
I said that I think that it takes away from the viewers because people pop in and then they leave because you have your videos going for a whole half hour. And I just looked at Omega Mission, God's Eye live. And so that's something I'm going to have to
check out.
Yeah, I got to check it out. And yes, so Eric, Chris uses that. He bebops around the house with the thing blaring. He puts it together. He loves doing that. And so I get it. And I enjoy watching it. But by the time I actually sit down and watch it at 8:30, I've already heard it and seen it half a dozen times because he's editing as he does it. We eat dinner on Wednesday night. He goes in his studio. He starts to edit and put the videos together. And I can hear him doing it. So it's just one of those things. So maybe it's just me.
Eric thinks they're a bit long.
Luke did say that. Eric said they're a little bit long. I know, right?
Yep. Chris,
but are you now?
Bebopping around the house?
Absolutely. Yep. You can see me when Frog Leap Studios is on. I get down and I air guitar with the dog and I roll around and I jam out, headbang. I love it.
You air guitar with a dog?
Yeah, like I'll air guitar and like bend over to her so she sees me like face to face, and I'm like, "Meow, meow, 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 meow." My dog and I, we have a weird relationship.
Dogs like humans are so
you do.
weird.
Well, if you were to hear her playing with me, you would swear she was about to kill me. She gets all like, and I rub my face against her cheek, and she like shakes her head, and it looks so violent, but it's not. She's puppy playing, like we've been doing this now for a year. She's just me and her. I don't know. It's funny, but she sounds scary, doesn't she? I mean, I'm like, oh my gosh, she could rip off my face, and nobody would be able to say, "Well, you should have known she was growling."
Yeah. Oh, something I am thinking.
How did Chris die again? Well, you see, you're playing with a dog.
He got mauled by his dog.
Oh, he put her mouth right on his neck and was surprised when she bit in. Whoa.
Gets to that pearly gates, and the guy's like, "I told you that was going to happen."
He's like the lion tamer, the dog
It's a
tamer.
dog day night, man. 3 dogs down.
Doggone.
Right? Is that like a band that does covers of 3 Doors Down and Three Dog Night?
Yeah, 3 Dogs Night. Yeah, I guess. It's a tribute band.
It's been a hard day's night, and he's been working like a dog.
Oh, goodness gracious. Here we go.
Please never,
I love
ever sing that song again.
I will, just for you.
Does anybody else know who sang that? I know Rick must.
That's Paul McCartney from the Beatles.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is it John Lennon?
No, you were right. I was looking for the Beatles, but you almost threw me off with McCartney. I thought you were going to go for the solo career. I was going,
no.
Oh no, he mentioned the Beatles. He knows.
Of course, my dad's like a huge Beatles fan.
Wait a minute, you all don't have like a love of the Beatles?
No, I find them boring.
Hold on, I got something for
you.
Boring.
You're gonna make me cry. Have you ever heard Sgt. Pepper's?
I've heard Sgt. Pepper's. Boring. Snore.
Boring. Oh God. Norwegian Wood, brother.
Boring.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Yeah, again, boring.
What?
Sorry. Of course, my dad used to play Beatles records all the freaking time. So
I don't see that 10 minutes, man. Oh God, that would be so short. What would I run for 10 minutes?
Let's see. What did he have on vinyl? I think he had Rubber Soul, and I think he might have had Revolver.
Oh, your father?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with me, Eric.
All right, here we go. Oh, look at that. Led Zeppelin.
No, the Beatles.
I know. I'm only messing with you.
I like stuff like The Doors.
Which album is that?
Is that Abbey Road?
I don't know. Because of the tuxes or whatever, I was thinking Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Band. I tried to find this online.
Looks like an homage to Abbey Road.
Yep.
But I tried to find it online to, get a
Cross
price
reference.
on it, and I can't find anywhere that has anything similar to this.
Are you sure it's the Beatles, not like the Bangles or something?
No, yes, I'm sure. My mom won this. I think she won this, anyways. It was hers.
Yeah, classic rock bands I like are the Doors, Creedence Clearwater.
I like the Screen Doors a little better. You remember them?
No, I don't remember the Screen Doors.
Yeah, they put them before the Doors as an opening act. The Screen Doors.
My mom was a big Beatles fan.
Well, if that was
I like the Rolling Stones better than the Beatles.
if that was one of the albums that they gave away during the Abbey Road tour, then it is worth something because there's only like 1,000 of those made.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure whether it was that or something else. She won it at a dance for something called the Miles per Million March here.
Oh.
It was either that she won that or something else. I forget which.
But you have that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hold on to it.
I listened to a
Yeah,
lot of
that's an
classic
heirloom
rock
now,
until
man.
I discovered,
Yeah.
Nirvana. And then it kind of changed from there.
Nirvana's okay.
Nirvana changed a lot of people.
Yes, it did. And then I got into a lot of hardcore and punk groups like Black Flag or Misfits or Ramones or
Billy Idol.
no.
Come on, he
Billy
was
Idol
punk.
wasn't. No, Billy Idol was a misfit.
Did you see
Well-
his lip curl? He was a punk.
Oh no, he was a part of a punk band called Generation X.
Mhm.
And then he
He went
like
solo.
left and did the commercial thing, right?
I have no idea.
Well, of course, it's, Flash for Fantasy, White Wedding,
Oh yeah.
all those songs were designed to make money. That like White Wedding was. Oh, Diana, you're making me
White
think.
Wedding was
Sorry, guys.
White
Funny-
Wedding was the song everybody loved,
The
and
funny
they
thing
didn't
was
know
what-
why.
funny
And they
thing
didn't
was-
know why.
funny
I didn't
thing
know
was-
why.
Funny
He
thing was
just loved it. He didn't know why.
White Wedding was a anti-wedding song.
Like I said,
People-
a lot of
yeah,
people
people
loved it, but
played
they
it
didn't
at-
know why.
But people played it at their weddings.
Yeah.
Of course, I have to make a confession. I think subconsciously, Eyes Without a Face affected, inspired Cyclopean in some way.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, Eric. I'm sorry. I'm not going to embrace my inner ABBA.
Hey, now, I grew up with a little bit of ABBA in the 70s. My mama listened to a little disco. And I remember,
sorry.
they had some cool they were all right. As far as disco went, they had like decent melodies at least. They weren't the worst of the worst. And the Bee Gees too, you mentioned them. As bad as they were in commercial, they still weren't the worst of the worst. The worst I remember is Disco Duck, which was done by some DJ, and it was the worst song. And it was a hit for like 4 weeks or something like that.
It was a parody that took off to hit the charts.
You
by
remember it,
accident.
Terry? You remember it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a parody that hit the charts by accident. That's the
Yeah,
way
it was like
everybody.
Rick James
That's
or
the way
something like
everybody explains it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Eric, I wish I could forget it. It haunts me. I still hear it. Disco duck. I hear the darn song to this day. I haven't even looked it up to like recall it. It's still there in the back of my mind. It was so everywhere for for a short time.
And yes, Eric, I brought up punk again, so deal with it. It won't
It's
be
funny.
the last time either.
My idea of punk is like so different than yours in that once I hit the Misfits, that's like the end of it. But you probably know more punk than I could like shake a stick at.
Oh, I was knee deep in it. I went to punk shows around Bremerton. I knew all the local groups. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Eric. I'm just giving you shit.
Oh my goodness. No. Oh no. All right, guys. I'm gonna share something with you guys.
There is a thing you can't do when it comes to punk.
What's that?
This was something that, well, if you put it that way, that would be two things.
Okay.
But the first thing was that your parents was never supposed to know that you listened to this stuff.
Oh, they were never supposed to like it, which is
Exactly.
Actually, my parents hated it.
They didn't like it, and they told you not to listen to it. But we all know how that went.
Yep.
And within one
All right,
ear,
guys.
not the other.
I don't know if we're gonna make the full 3 minutes, but I'm gonna share something right now. Ready?
Well, let's do it.
Here we go.
Oh, good lord! This is the seventh circle of hell right here.
No.
Oh my god. This is horrible. I'm waiting on the chorus.
You know you could fast forward to that, right?
Maybe I should. Oh God!
Oh, but yeah, it is.
What in the world?
I don't think you want to know.
There was a running joke that went along with this song.
Oh my word!
It's a wannabe Donald Duck.
Come on.
It is said that this song caused a lot of people
And
to
we
lose
thought
their
that was
minds.
good back then.
For a little while, we had a blast in this country. Look at how bad
It was
it's up.
said that this song was the reason serial killers became popular.
Hey, Eric says he bets that Chris is in that costume.
I might have done it. I would have probably.
I'm judging you, Chris, very harshly.
All right, should I kill it?
Please, kill it.
Yes.
For the love of God, please
Shoot it.
kill
Oh, Chris, what happened to your makeup tonight?
Oh, I haven't worn makeup now in about 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Not the last show we did, but the one before it. I actually did like a mini survey of children, and they all said it scared them. So I faded out of it because I don't want to scare the kids. You know, that's not my goal. I want to attract children because Cyclopean is written, you know, with an all ages mind, but I really want to get the books in the hands of kids. To go on my little soapbox for a second, kids need to learn to read. Comics were the way I learned to read, and I know these are different times.
Yeah.
But I also know that there are
comics were the way most boys learn to read.
Yep, and comics will still reach kids. There are still kids out there who will turn a page to read a good story.
Or more accurately, most kids know how to read. Comics are what got boys to want to read.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. I tried to explain to a teacher the other day how, like, I used to love the Fantastic Four because you had the Thing who spoke in common language, and you had Reed Richards who gave you dictionary words, and it was really a treat to go between the two of them, you know. To where the thing would
interacting.
The Thing would complain just like you wanted to, you know. What the heck is that word that Reed just babbled out? So you had to go pull up Webster's dictionary. Okay, let's see. R-A, and you're looking up a word, and you finally get it, and you're like, he could have just said it was hot, and instead he had to use this word. Oh, I don't like Reed. He's a jerk, but eventually you appreciated it.
Either that, or reading it, you realize in context what he means.
Yeah. Well, eventually I think I started getting there, but when I was younger, it was such a challenge, and I took it as a challenge. I was like, I'm not going to be like the Thing. I read enough of these $20 words. Yeah, no, just do it, man. Just read it and let's go. Learn about the
most of us wanted to be as smart as Peter Parker, who's almost as smart as Reed Richards.
I was mad when I found out what's the name of Doctor Doom's country, Latavia. When I figured out, that was fake, I was really ticked off. I thought Marvel was above the whole Metropolis thing, you know.
There are several fake countries in the Marvel universe, but when you find that out, you're kind of disappointed.
Wolverine hanging out in Madripoor.
Right.
Yeah.
How dare they do that to us?
I think my earliest memory of Wolverine was him fighting a bunch of Yakuza in some bar somewhere in Madripoor. Mm-hmm. They shoot him up, and just the scene where the gets the claws go through the right to the guy. Is like, that's so awesome. I like some violent comic books as a kid. There's something wrong with me. I think Eric's right.
Bavaria.
I'm not sure whether I would have seen Wolverine in the crossover between X-Men and Spider-Man in the 80s or not.
We probably would have, depending on the story.
I know it was Spider-Man and his amazing friends they went to the X-Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure whether I would have seen him there. There was a crossover with the X-Men because of that.
Was that when he was Australian? Didn't Wolverine
No,
once have Australian
no,
accent?
Yeah,
no. I think
yeah, he
that was.
did.
I think that was a different.
Different series, different
Yeah.
appearance.
You know what's funny is that when Wolverine says "bub," that's supposed to be in like in place of like F words or curse
Right,
words.
right.
So, so he might as well just be calling someone a jackass.
I remember all the kids saying it though. Everybody that read X-Men, hey bub,
Hmm.
we knew what it meant. We knew what it was. We were like, yeah, bub. Hey bub.
He's
If
probably,
not, I think the next thing that I would have done with Wolverine, although I didn't know a lot about the X Men at the time, would have been the like 6 or 8 man game that you could play. There was a game in the arcades that you could like play.
oh, wasn't it like an X-Men game?
Yeah, a 6 or 8 man. You could. They had like 6 or 8 joysticks. You could play.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
Oh,
know
I
yeah.
remember
play
that.
side by side.
If you could find it, they also had a GI Joe arcade.
Like that.
Yeah.
It was kind of like what was that Sega game where it was kind of like Harrier.
Ah,
Yeah, but I just mean, did they have the 6 or 8 people
Yeah.
in
Oh,
it?
the X-Men. Yeah, the X-Men game. Yeah.
No, no, GI Joe one.
You could choose between like probably 4 or 5 characters.
Okay, so you basically there was 2 joysticks and
Yeah.
you could choose your character, but
Yeah.
you couldn't have all the characters on the screen at the same time by playing by
No,
different
no,
people,
no.
no.
like you could with the X Men.
Yeah, that was one of the things they brought in massive multiplayer before the internet, kind of like those big when you see those racing gears, they still have those. Like if you go to one of those specialized arcades, and they'll have
Yeah,
like eight sit down steering wheels in cockpits, and they're all on the
yeah.
same track.
Remember when
That
Mortal
crap is
Kombat
crazy.
was out in the arcades?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I used to try to get it would be like during it would be like a church outing to a bowling alley, and
Those were the best.
yeah, and there'd be like some of the kids would be playing Mortal Kombat, like, hey, how do you do that? Tell me how to do it. You know, just none of them would ever tell me how to do any of the moves. They just
yeah.
kick the crap
Well,
out of me.
it's hard to do a lot of those, special moves.
Oh, it's actually pretty easy now. I mean, like,
Actually, they're easier than you think.
yeah,
The thing
you
is,
learn 'em.
nobody wanted to share how they beat you. That
Oh
was the
no,
thing.
no. Well, no, you see them. There's places that in magazines and even on net line now. But even back then, there was magazines that would tell you or whatever, and you read them. You still try and do them, and it's like, no, I can't do that.
Mortal Kombat special moves are pretty easy. It's like if you go back, low punch, you can do
Yeah.
Scorpion's spear, and or you down back, what's it, low kick or something, and you do the teleport move.
Hmm. It's no. The commands are so simple that no one picked it up. That's the way it is.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Or
Rick
another
is
place that
making me fall asleep.
another place that would tell you how to do it too is like if you have the game for your console
Hmm.
in the
Yeah,
training
but
mode, you could find out how to do that stuff.
we're talking about a time before before the consoles became real popular.
Yeah, but as Mortal Kombat was out there, it was the time of the consoles being popular.
Yeah.
Well, Mortal Kombat was funny when it came out at home because Genesis was really smooth on the gameplay, but Super Nintendo had like a little bit of lag in it.
Yeah.
So like it was weird. Like Nintendo looked fantastic, way better than Genesis, but Genesis was smooth as silk.
The gameplay on Genesis was much better than Nintendo.
Oh yeah, and it showed to a point where like I've actually watched reviews where people are making fun of like the frames and how things weren't gingered up right, and
Right.
where Genesis was just it didn't have the color palette, but boy, look at this, you can do this and this, and oh yeah. The other thing about Super NES is, I guess, if you threw like a fireball or an ice ball or something, and your opponent throws one against you in retaliation, and they hit in midair, they cancel each other instead of hitting each other. Whereas in the arcade and on Genesis, if you have two projectiles at each other, they bypass each other and hit. Like they go right by each other. They don't block each other. It was weird.
Yeah, I heard there was if you tied after the third round, like both characters died or something.
Yeah.
I was never that good. I either lost or I won. I never got a chance to tie 3 times.
Yeah, I think it's kind of hard to do.
Well,
Super
you just
Nintendo.
have to both win one and then tie the third.
Super Nintendo also took out the blood and replaced it with yellow sweat.
Yeah, no blood code to fix it till the second one.
Oh yeah. Sega though, you had to do the blood code for Sega.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's past 10:30. Everybody,
Sega had the best blood graphics, so.
Sega's the bomb.
Time to wrap it up, right, Chris?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. 19 hours left on Melvin. So if you're looking for a good comic to back, go over to fundmycomic.com.
You won't regret it.
Yeah.
You will regret it?
No, you will not regret it. You gotta get that right.
Yeah.
And
yeah. I will regret it.
So no regrets on this one, all right?
No regrets.
I know Luke came in and was anxious about Don Draws. He just launched.
Yeah.
And Monster also has a new book on there today. Okay, I'm looking. Oh wow, he was actually sharing a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. So Fund My Comics is happening. Go vote on the survey if you get a chance. And while you're at it, go back Cyclopean 6 physical backers. If we can get to 50, I will be giving away free t-shirts.
Oh.
That's a big stretch goal. That's okay. I'm pretty sure that I can't drum up 50, but we're going to try. So anyways, that was devious laugh, wasn't it?
My friend,
go to bed.
You have to go to supervillain school and learn to laugh.
I'm working on it. Okay, the next live stream will be nothing but laughter.
Oh come on! Oh come on, man! You gonna let Diana outdo you?
Yes, I will for now. I'm going to make a commitment, though. I'm going to try to make the pre-show 10 minutes or less next week. I'm going to try. All right. I'm going to bed now, guys.
Good night.
All right.
Everybody.
God bless
Peace out. God bless y'all.